Imagine walking down the street and suddenly a guy shoves past you, blasting loud music and deliberately dumping food on the floor, all while pointing a camera directly at your face. That's the business model of a nuisance influencer. Meet 25-year-old American YouTuber Ramsey Khalid Ismael, better known online as Johnny Somali. His entire strategy relies on manufacturing public disruptions and turning the ensuing chaos into profitable clicks. In the United States, this kind of aggressive digital panhandling might earn you a quick ban from a mall or a temporary suspension on a streaming platform. But export that exact same behavior across the globe, and the legal reality abruptly changes. The internet's borderless outrage economy has finally collided with the hard territorial boundaries of international law. The test case for that collision brings us to Seoul, South Korea. This is where Ismael's stunts escalated from annoying pranks into serious international incidents. Operating under the self-described title of an internet troll, he arrived with a clear plan: to use the local Korean public as unwitting props in his broadcasts. It's a strategy built on a legal blind spot, the assumption that holding a smartphone provides a protective bubble, and that digital notoriety somehow grants immunity from local police. Treating a foreign country like a personal, consequence-free content vacuum is a miscalculation that guarantees a legal response. The friction in Seoul started relatively low to the ground. Ismael began testing the waters by walking through public spaces, deliberately blaring North Korean music and the North Korean national anthem to provoke a reaction from bystanders. When the music wasn't enough, he moved to physical disruption, walking into local convenience stores like this one and intentionally spilling hot cup noodles over the counters and floors. In South Korea, authorities zeroed in on his actions, citing specific laws against creating repeated disturbances targeting unspecified members of the public. South Korean prosecutors focused on the motive behind the mess: the intentional disruption of local business for the sole purpose of YouTube profit. To keep the views climbing, the stunts shifted from annoying retail workers to explicitly abusing highly sensitive cultural symbols. He recorded himself walking up to this specific bronze memorial, kissing it, and making sexually suggestive gestures on camera. This monument holds immense historical weight in South Korea. It is a comfort woman statue, a euphemistic label honoring the thousands of women forced into sex slavery by Japan during World War II. Weaponizing a nation's historical trauma for views instantly transformed him in the eyes of the public and authorities, from a street-level nuisance into a malicious abuser. Pacing picks back up. Ismael was indicted in November 2024, but as investigators widened their sweep of his digital presence, they uncovered evidence that moved the case beyond physical stunts. This discovery led prosecutors to delay the initial March 2025 hearing and add a new count to the indictment: the distribution of an AI-generated deepfake video. The video featured Ismael alongside a local female YouTuber, moving his content from general public disruption to the direct, targeted harassment of a specific individual. The constant pressure to escalate for an online audience eventually drove Ismael to commit actions that the South Korean legal system classifies as serious felonies. The influencer's content tour reached its end here, at the Seoul Western District Court. While prosecutors sought a 3-year prison term, the court handed down a sentence of 6 months in prison and 20 days of detention. The court's reasoning for the lighter sentence cited the absence of severe physical harm, even though the evidence supported every charge on the indictment. Even with this leniency, a half-year prison term punctured the facade of untouchability that many influencers rely on. The physical consequences were immediate. The moment the sentencing concluded, the judge ordered Ismael to be taken into custody. The internet tough guy persona evaporated before the hearing even began. Facing reporters, a subdued Ismael expressed remorse and attempted to apologize to the people of Korea. The career damage will last much longer than the jail time. Following his release, he faces a 5-year ban from working at any institution serving minors or people with disabilities. Algorithms will always reward bad behavior with views, but his incarceration proves that clout chasing will eventually crash into an unforgiving legal wall.